What is up, guys? It's NoahB bringing you another video. Today we're going to be going over how to be a good console streamer, and what I mean by that is pretty much anybody who streams off their console, being an Xbox, PS4, a Wii, Nintendo Switch, whatever. Because pretty much you're limited, guys, when you have to stream off your console. You don't have like a OBS, Streamlabs, or etc. All those programs that it could help. So anyway, guys, I'm going to be showing y'all some of my tips, some of the tips I've collected, just universal tips that would help any streamer. So before I get into the video, guys, drop a like if you haven't already, and subscribe so you can see all my other videos. But anyway, guys, also drop a comment. Just let me know how you think the video is. But alright, guys, I will let y'all get into it. Peace! Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, the first tip of the day, which this is going to be pretty standard, but it's very important, it's going to be internet connection. And it's preferably going to be hardwired with an Ethernet cable. That's going to get the best result for any console. Even if you have a PS Pro or one of the Xbox One Super Series, you still want to have the freaking Ethernet. I mean, it's just going to help. Wi-Fi isn't usually stable enough to do it, but it just depends on where you're at and how close your console is. But either way, that's very important, guys, because nobody's going to want to watch your stream if it's real choppy and you can't even stream at a good bit rate, you know. So it's very, 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 very important. So next tip, guys, it's going to be have your socials in your bios, and by what I mean is even on your gamer bios, like your Xbox profile, PS4 profile, any profile, doesn't have to be links necessarily, but names to your gamer profiles or to your socials, or even, like I said, your streaming platforms, because that's going to help tremendously. And you never know who's going to swing by when you're not expecting it. And at the same time, a lot of people don't know this, you have a community within your console, because people whenever you befriend people, you follow them, and like I said, when you go live, it puts a notification at the bottom, and a lot of people don't know that, and a lot of people actually see that and check that, maybe just stop by for a second, see, maybe whatever, but you never know where it could get and who it could get up in there. So be sure to put that in everywhere. And also, don't have a complicated name when you do that. A lot of people, they'll be putting like XX Venoms, X, Dragons. And I'm just sitting there like, that's cool. Do what you want, man. But it's complicated as hell. Nobody's going to want to type in fucking XXXZZZZ 27 dash underscores, So make it as simple as you can. Just do the best with that. So another one is going to be get a chat bot or even a text-to-speech, which most consoles may have that, so even make sure that is turned on. Maybe not too loud, but just to be sure you don't miss any chat within stream, because it's very important, being a small streamer, that you see all the chat, because a lot of people may just stop by, just test you, and if you don't respond real quick, they may leave. So it just all depends, but you want to be responsive and at least get some communication. That's with any streamer, as much as you can, especially being small, to grow your community and your audience. Another tip, play with as many people as possible. And what I mean by that is play with your friends, play with streamers, play with your viewers, even randoms. I mean, just play with a different variety of people, because people talk and people tell other people, so it gets your name out there, builds your audience, it's all revolved around, like I said, building that community. So that's a good tip. And with that tip, usually you need to add your platform where you're streaming, just like PS4 or Switch or Xbox, usually at the end or before your title, just because a lot of people will pop through and they'll want to play with you, and in the long term, it just avoids confusion, and they don't usually ask, oh, blah, blah, and then leave your stream, and, it's a waste of time. You're just like, what the heck, So just do that to avoid confusion. A big tip on console, I would say, actually streaming in general with this one, you try to use a face cam as much as possible. It's not necessary, but people are attracted to faces, and I'm not meaning it in like a weird way, blah blah, but it makes it personal. It brings life to it, I guess, because when you hear a voice, you can already say yourself, you build a character off of somebody's voice in your head. You imagine what they look like. So when you see what they actually look like, it puts the voice with the character. So it's one of those things. Not necessary, but a lot of people will come to your streams more with that. So that's a big tip. I promise you. So definitely invest in that. I mean, you're gonna have to sooner or later. I promise you. So and another thing with that, fix your camera placement, because a lot of these streamers, especially console streamers, I've been going around, they just have their cameras in odd places. I'm not talking about the background scenery. I'm saying just like where your head's barely in it, or you can't even see anything about you. You know, it's just weird angle. So make sure it's in a good spot. Definitely a good spot. Another off-the-wall tip, just thought of this. Adjust your broadcast settings to your internet needs. And what I mean by that is, if you have crappy internet, you're gonna have to go at a rate that's gonna work with your internet. I mean, that's just as simple as that. So you might have to change it to, like I said, 360p, or I mean, even if you can do standard, I mean, you could do maybe 720, depending on how good your internet is. So just adjust that to what you can do, for sure. Within stream too, especially being a small streamer, stay doing something, stay entertaining, and don't pay attention to your viewer count, because with that, if you just sit there, I mean, and this is one I have to work on. I know this is a hard one, but you have to stay entertaining, because that's what you're doing, is entertaining and growing your audience. And if you're focused on the viewers and you see, oh, there's maybe one viewer in here, oh, it's not that big of a deal, blah blah blah, you're just gonna sit there and kind of just go in the motion, and people that randomly pop in that you don't even catch aren't gonna stay, because you're sitting there like just going with it, you know, not really doing your thing. So be sure to always stay doing something, stay entertaining, no matter how many viewers you have. You got to, in order to build and grow. You got to. That goes for anybody. Try to be as professional as possible on stream, because it's better. I don't even shouldn't have to explain that, I guess. But just being professional, even with the randoms, whatever. I mean, I'd have a problem with it, I guess, but try and be as professional as you can. I mean, within being in your personality range, I guess. But try, depending on the games you play, put subtitles on. A lot of people, like, because depending on how good your audio is, which actually is another tip I'm about to go into, but depending on how good your audio is, have subtitles on, because it's always an eye catcher, and people everywhere just love it in streams, from what I've come to know. But that goes into the next tip, which is probably one of the most important, most important, is audio. And this is another thing, because a lot of people don't have a face cam, so audio is more important for you if you don't have a face cam. You have to sound clear. The game has to sound clear. I mean, it just has to sound good, because, like I said, nobody, I mean, I don't know about you personally, but if I'm watching a video and I can't hear anything, I hate it. I hate it, because you can interpret what people are doing, obviously, but it's not right without the sound. So it's very, very important. Nobody's going to stay in your stream if the sound's not good. So you have to do that. And that goes with background noise. Like if you have a dog barking or a kid crying all the time, you can't, I mean, nobody's going to really stay. So invest in a good mic, or even one of the mics that has a blocker or a boomer on it, so it can block out those kind of noises, because it's very, very, very important. Very important. So, with that, guys, you have to, like I said, stay professional, because you attract the audience that you want, or that you act like. So just try and stay professional, stay nice, and you're going to attract that sort of audience. So, but other than that, guys, that's really all the tips I have. Like I said, it kind of goes with being a good streamer in general, maybe not all just console, but like I said, when you stream on a console, you're already at a disadvantage. So you got to stay on your feet and keep grinding. And that goes for every streamer out there. Stay grinding, man. Your time will come. Your time will come. I'm hoping my time comes. But I'm staying on the grind, man. Alright, guys, I appreciate everybody that has checked out the video. If you stayed this long, you are a true GOAT. Let me know what you think in the comments. Alright. I will see y'all in the next one, guys. Peace. Fucking bitch. That boy had an R99.